Hello everybody, how's it going? Christian from Treasure Town here, and today we are going to be doing some coin cleaning. And obviously it does not sound great from the title, but I wanted to explore some coin cleaning products today. And I'm only going to be cleaning coins where their numismatic value right now is 0. They're only tied to the silver value. So for example, I'm going to be doing this Franklin proof. I want to see if I can get those spots on the back off, that sort of thing. Or like this Portuguese coin, there's no value there and it's just a little bit hazy. I want to see if the coin cleaner will touch it up to the point where it looks nice. And then on this Kennedy $50, I just wanted to see how it would interact with the toning. So what I'm going to be using today is called E-Z-Est coin cleaner. It's super strong, and I'll just be dipping the coins in it. I think it's E-Z-Est, but either way, I'll be dipping the coins in it with the tongue or on this tray for just a little bit, and we'll see what happens to them. If they can clean up nice, obviously going to be paying special attention to not rubbing the coins, just really rinsing them with a little bit of water so that we don't, get some rub marks where it's clearly a cleaned coin. Our first candidate, I think, is just going to be this 1969 D 40% silver $50. It's also good to test lower percentage silver as opposed to some of the higher percent stuff. So let's just start off with that one. And the audio might be a little bit weird here, but we're going to have the back of the $50 looking like that and the front like that. This is really just a test piece because this wouldn't command much of a premium. The coin is going to go in the tray there, and then I'll just lower it in and count to 1, 2, 3, 15, and we then remove. Looks like a lot of the toning is going to be gone. I know a lot of people don't love that, but this is more just an experiment video, and we want to use some cold water, but gently clean the coin off. And yeah, definitely the toning has disappeared, but it does look like a blast white coin at this point. And the E-Z-Est definitely smells strongly as well. So we've got it like that. Now the next step, I'm going to take a tissue and gently place this on the towel and just kind of dab it off. I'm not like rubbing the coin. I'm just kind of dabbing gently so that there aren't many rub marks. And it definitely does look pretty blast white at the moment. I'll show the front there. As you can see, I need to wash it off a little bit more so that the residue from the tissue doesn't get on there, but looks pretty good. Now, this is a German coin, and I think that it's pretty uncirculated. The toning just doesn't look great on it though, and I want to see how powerful this E-Z-Est really is if I can pretty much fully remove the toning, yes or no, and see what's kind of hiding underneath this coin's surface. And I'm going to rinse this off. Definitely some interesting results I'll talk about in just a moment. And here it is. So this is super interesting. Obviously, it's pretty cleaned up outside of the very ugly looking black spot on that coin. And this side also has the beginnings of that type of black material on the coin. And before, what was interesting is the toning was hiding that. So the cleaning did not add the black reaction there. It literally just showed us everything that was around it that was making it kind of blend in and look normal. So basically what I'm saying is that it's not always going to work super well, though, the rest of the coin, it's kind of like a mirrory. This is a silver German coin, and, if it was a earlier stages of toning, like the 1969 D Kennedy that we used, perhaps would be looking a lot better. Now I'm going to check out some of the old coins, like this 1909 Barber, and my plan, or my prediction, is that nothing will happen to this. I'm just going to check if we can't get a blackened coin where it's just super worn to look like kind of a regular slick Barber $50. And very interesting, did not expect this to be the result on that one. As you can see, clearly the blackened surfaces from before have pretty much went away. Obviously a super worn coin underneath, and it doesn't look great in person. Definitely looks a little bit off, but I'm not sure. I feel like this looks better than it did 30 seconds ago. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments which you'd prefer. Here, I just think that it's more honest in some sense, and you can see the details on the coin a little bit better, but you could definitely tell, in my opinion, that this coin has been cleaned. Next candidate is this Proof Franklin. There's a little bit of some fingerprinting on it, but the big problem is that there's these little dots on the back of it. I don't exactly know what that is, but we'll see if this E-Z-Est will take it off or not. This is, at this point, pretty much just worth its silver value. So again, not like harming the value of the coin or anything. And wow, that is a very good looking coin. Unfortunately, if you look at the back, does not look like those spots have gone away, but I'd find it hard to believe. Maybe it's just me doing the cleaning. I'm like biased, but I feel like this looks much nicer than how it did before. It's really cleaned up the coin without being super invasive, or I don't think that there's a lot of markers saying that it was cleaned. Obviously, those dots on the back still going to make it worth very minimal amounts of money over its silver price, but still cool that this is an agent that's working in such a fashion. Next up, we're going to try this coin, which there's a little bit of green PVC type toning. I'm just curious to see how it'll turn out. And let's check that out. Yet another result that I'm not upset about. I think that it definitely looks better than it did before. There's still a lot of elements of it having some problems, but it looks just much sharper. And for coins like this, I really don't see a reason not to clean them unless they're like a super rare variety and you think you're going to mess it up. Because again, I don't think that this type of cleaning is super observable by the grading companies when done correctly, just because I know a lot of people in the coin industry do this a lot. And this is one of the more powerful coin cleaners. So next up, I'm going to put this coin down. We're going to be doing this, which I want to get a good look at on camera. It's a 1964 Proof Kennedy half dollar, and it's not super reflective. It's definitely proof though, and I'm curious to see how it'll shape up after we dip it. You can see the reflectiveness right there. I don't think it's cameo or anything, but I'm curious if we can get some of that kind of grainy or hazy look off of it. And here is the coin. I don't know if it looks better or not, honestly. Like before, I was pretty positive on those other coins that the coins looked better. Here, I don't think there's a huge difference. Maybe you can see the proof features a little bit more clearly. Actually, maybe the proofishness comes out, but there still is a little bit of haze. There's some sort of weird like thin film. You can see it pretty well there. That's on the coin, and maybe that's not getting taken off, or maybe I need to leave it in longer. But I'll just put that to the side. My next test is going to be on some coins that look pretty rough, and we'll see what happens when we dip them. I'm hoping for similar results to that earlier Barber. Like here, this is just super unattractive. I'd rather have the whole coin look a little washed out, but a little bit more uniform. And then on these two, similar situation. And here are the results. I'll let you be the judge. I would say, or maybe I won't let you be the judge. I would say that this one came out a little bit flat. There's a little bit more detail visible, but it's not like it's a super aesthetically appealing coin. It's 50% silver as well, so maybe it didn't react quite as well. You also have, I think that this one turned out nicely. This 1960 83.5% silver Greek 20 drachma. That's just a solid looking coin. Definitely not uncirculated, but it looked horrible before, and now it's perfectly presentable along with pretty much any of the other ones that I've seen. And then here's this Barber half. The black spots or black kind of wave here cleaned up a little bit. This kind of stands out. Before it just looked like a spot that hadn't been tarnished. Now I don't know what it looks like, but this coin doesn't look great. But I think if I look back, I can't remember exactly what it looked like, that this one, is worth dipping this coin a little bit. Next experiment is going to be on this 1787 restrike coin. You can see there's a lot of kind of mess on the coin. It doesn't look great here. It looks fine, but this will take, I think, all of any toning on it off. But also, hopefully, when you hold it at an angle, it really doesn't look very good. I'll also be testing out this 20 Escudos coin. Looks pretty okay, but here, again, it doesn't look blast white. And I'll be looking to see and this isn't the best angle to see it, but if you still get the cartwheel luster, which is present on both of these coins after dipping. And here is the Portuguese coin. I think that that's looking pretty good by my estimation. I'd say definitely clean the coin up in a positive way, and I don't think it's super evident that there's cleaning on it. There's a few lines, but again, this coin would not have been anything worth really anything before. Now it's super sharp looking, as well as the restrike. I mean, I think that that looks a lot better. There's not, it looks original. There's not huge clean lines, but there's also not that. It's not quite gunk, but I don't exactly know what it was. Some sort of ugly surface happening, some type of toning maybe, that we were able to strip away the top layer of the silver and reveal this underneath. We're getting to the final stretch. Next up, this is another just large silver coin. Not much worth besides the silver. We're going to try to see what happens to this spot if we put it under the E-Z-Est. And check it out. I'm very pleasantly surprised. We pretty much totally cleaned this coin up. If you lean it right at the right angle, you might be able to see it a little bit. It was kind of right over there, but it's really not showing up. And that kind of shows the power, maybe on a coin that you're trying to slide in your album. There's not tons of value on it, but you want to make it look a little nicer. This stuff does work, and obviously it works, in terms of people sending much nicer coins in that are ending up in very nice looking high grade holders. But we've got 2 more coins left, and then we're going to call it a day. The last part of our experiment, we've got this coin, which is very strongly toned. I just wanted to see what would happen to it, but it's kind of, it could be like that first German coin. And then we have this Canadian coin, also strongly toned, but I can't tell if that's gunk on the back, and I want to see what the gunk, how that would react, as well as what the front here would do. I wouldn't say that that's too attractive. It's not like a nice rainbow look. We'll be figuring out in moments to conclude this video. And I'd say we have some interesting final results. As kind of expected, the toning came right off the front of this coin, and it looks quite pretty, but the back, the gunk, was just kind of shown even more. It's still going to just be the 50% silver, maybe it's 80%, but it's still just going to be a very minimal value coin. But it shows that if it was only toning, like in this case, I think that this coin actually cleaned up really nicely, especially the front. It wasn't a gorgeous coin before, and now it looks pretty nice. It doesn't look like blast white or anything like that, but I'm really happy with how it ended up. And I'm just going to kind of go along and show off what we've got in the end. I'd say that it was a success. Curious to hear your thoughts. Remember, don't do this on extremely valuable coins. I think if it's an album coin or you're just looking to experiment or something like that, similar with how I did it, E-Z-Est seems like a good product, but always be careful. You don't want to ruin a good coin. Happy to have done the experiment though.
Thanks for watching the video. I'd encourage you to like, comment, and subscribe for more content, and get in touch with me on my website, treasuretownYT.com, Facebook, TreasureTown, Instagram @TreasureTownYT, or Twitter @TreasureTown_YT, and I'll look forward to seeing you on some of my future vids.